Hello everybody. So today I'll be, since it's like the first day of May, summer season, and I know that some of my YouTube friends or people I follow are starting their 2024 box office predictions for this summer. I'm going to start doing mine, so now, so that's going to be in like a minute when that video is coming up. So this is kind of like a preview. So yeah, so sorry guys, but I'm just gonna knock this out actually. So this is only for domestic, not worldwide, but I'll be doing a worldwide prediction first. Which one is gonna be the highest? So I'm gonna take my bet. This is just a fun bet. It's not money wise. Which one is going to be the highest worldwide earner? And I would say Despicable Me 4. That franchise somehow, and that's coming from a guy that's like a casual fan of Despicable Me. Like, sometimes I find them annoying, especially the Minions, but I can have fun with those movies just for the dumb fun reasons or cutesy moments. But I expect many youngsters, many kids, many families to flock out to the movie theaters and watch the fourth Despicable Me, especially worldwide, where most of these movies made close to $1 billion and $1 billion. So I expect a $1 billion hit with Despicable Me 4. Now for the actual top 10 box office, again, I'm doing this for fun. Please comment down below what is your top 10 box office wise for summer 2024. I might be wrong on this, but it's all about the fun. You don't know what's going to happen. You might have outliers. So number one, Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. There you go. Now I've been really excited for this movie. Again, Deadpool. He's funny. He makes good jokes. Action scenes are amazing during the first two Deadpool movies. And adding Wolverine in there, it's going to make it extra funny. Parodying Disney, Marvel Disney, and past bad superhero films from Marvel. It's going to be a blast. Plus, looks like great action scenes, funny humor, especially from Ryan Reynolds. I think it's going to have a hell of a summer. He's going to have a good summer with this and F. Sorry for saying a hell of a summer. For some people that are really sensitive by saying that, but just my explaining about how it's going to be huge. A bunch of cameos. Again, I think the really smart idea for Disney that they're doing is releasing one Marvel movie, superhero film that's going to be big this year, and having some of the other ones released during these past upcoming years in the future. I mean, not past upcoming years, the upcoming years in the future. So I think this movie's going to make, domestically, worldwide, maybe 800 million, 900 million. But domestically, maybe 330, 300 to 330, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe 400 million. I don't know how many people are going to be showing up. Opening weekend, I'm saying 100 million, maybe 120 million. I'm not sure. Number 2, I'm going to say Despicable Me 4. Again, as I was talking about for the worldwide take, this whole franchise is pretty big. There's a bunch of fans out there that are going to be supporting this film as well. Again, this movie was made for the kiddos and the families. So a bunch of youngsters, kiddos are going to be showing up. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. It looks fun. You just need a fun animated movie for like 90 minutes, then that's for you. And for me, kind of. I mean, not kind of, like, yeah. So I'm worldwide. I'm going to start out with that. Again, $1 billion. So 930 million to $1 billion. That's my average prediction for this movie worldwide. Domestically, 260 to 300 million. Maybe 250 million. So 250 million to 300 million on average. It's my range. And opening weekend, 100 million, 80 to 100 million. I do 120 million, but maybe that's a little bit too far, but I'm not sure. Number 3, Inside Out 2. I know Pixar is having a rough spot with Lightyear. Elemental, which had a pretty poor box office opening, then it kind of picks up, but I'm not sure if they made profits from that film, but they've been kind of having a rough spot with streaming movies like Luca, Turning Red, So, Lightyear doing poorly, Onward, and Elemental doing alright, but not as good as their past films. But this is a sequel to Inside Out. I don't think I mentioned this, but number 3 is Inside Out 2. It's a well-liked sequel. I really like Inside Out. Inside Out has great emotions, good characters, and a funny humor that you want in a Pixar movie. Plus, it had a pretty emotional ending. So I hope the sequel kind of brings along the humor, the emotional side, and the character development to these new characters as well. It has a pretty good voice cast, and I'm expecting success, maybe. But if they don't put the woke, or you know what Disney's been doing lately, the woke stuff in there, it might do really well. I mean, it's important to put those stuff in there, but if you're preaching to your audience, then it's not good. And plus, you want to make back that budget, so you gotta be really smart about it. It's just me, though. And that's what smart businesses do in the film industry and while making products and all. They want to be smart with the money. They want to have guidelines. Don't overspend, which Disney is having a hard time doing. And that's why they're not making as much great profits as they used to do. So, number 3, I would say Inside Out 2. So for number 3, Inside Out 2, for my predictions, I'm kind of predicting worldwide 550 million to 700 million. I'm kind of going for that range because I have a feeling this won't make as much as the first movie, because of Pixar kind of having a hard time there in this decade. Not all about Pixar's fault, mostly Disney, some of their decision making. If this overperforms, I wouldn't be surprised by it because Inside Out is like one of the most critical acclaimed Pixar films out there, and it's very popular on Disney Plus, and like home media sales and the box office. So there's a huge fan base behind Inside Out. So Inside Out 2 worldwide, again, 550 million to 700 million. Domestically, I'm going to do 210 million to 260 million. This might do lower domestically, it might do higher. Really depends. And then opening weekend, I'm going to say 60 million to 90 million. It might do higher, it might do lower. I think it really depends if people are going to actually show up for this movie. But I think my highest will probably be 120 million. But who knows? So that's why I'm doing 60 million to 90 million range for Inside Out 2 domestically opening weekend. Number 4, I'm trying to remember number 4. Number 4, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, this movie is a part of the Planet of the Apes trilogy. And I've seen quite a few Planet of the Apes films, most notably the original Planet of the Apes film, the remake with Mark Wahlberg, which was not good, and then the new trilogy, which is Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes. I haven't seen the original sequels like Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, but I have a good knowledge of Planet of the Apes. So I'm excited for this new one. It's a lot different. It's in the future. I don't know if it's Caesar's grandchildren, like past generations, ancestor children. I know it's a part of Caesar's ancestors. So I'm hoping good things about it. I'm pretty sure the CGI is going to be amazing. I hope the storytelling is as good as the new trilogy and the original film. Iconic scenes, emotional scenes that are impactful, and good character development and good action scenes. So, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, my prediction for worldwide will be 530 million to for a range of 530 million to 700 million. So that's just a range. Again, I'm not sure how much this is going to make worldwide, but I'm just doing that range. So if it's in the 530 million to 700 million range, then it met my expectations. Or if it did more, then it did more. Or if it did less, did less. Domestically, I'm going to say 190 million to 220 million. I wouldn't be surprised if this underperformed. I actually scratched that. I'm going to say 160 million to 200 million. I'm kind of being safe about this film. Each of the Planet of the Apes films made less. I see this movie has a slight increase from War for the Planet of the Apes, like a medium-sized increase. In opening weekend, I see 40 million to 70 million on average range. But who knows? Okay. So number 5, I'm going to say Garfield movie. I know this is kind of like a strange one out. Garfield is making his animated comeback with this movie. This is another kiddo flick, another family flick. So I'm expecting money, I'm expecting small drops for this film maybe in the summertime. Probably a lower opening weekend to a good domestic and worldwide hold, maybe. This might be a wild card for me for this prediction. I'm kind of expecting it to be a decent film, alright, just a fun family flick for 90 minutes. I'm not expecting much out of this film, but I know there's a bunch of families that are probably excited for this film, and hopefully this could be better than Bill Murray's films from the 2000s. They're live-action versions of Garfield. Yes, those films. So, worldwide, I'm predicting 530 million. I'm predicting 490 million to 550 million. That's for that range. And domestically, I'm predicting for a range 130 million to 170 million. That's a range. And an opening weekend, I'm predicting 35 million to 60 million. That's a range. It might overperform, it might underperform. But that's what all predictions are about. So Garfield looks decent. Might be fun for the kiddos and families out there, and will probably do decent business, maybe. So number 6, I think I'm going in order. Number 6, The Fall Guy, which is the release during this weekend. I see it kind of playing out during the summer. You got Ryan Gosling, you got Emily Blunt, based on the 1980s show with Lee Majors. This movie got a lot of promotion, and it looks really good. I'm seeing it during this weekend, so hopefully I can post a review about it. I'm just expecting a really good time. Just a fun action flick, fun summer opening to this pretty decent summer for movies. movie-wise. Not personal life-wise, just movies. I know this summer is not going to be huge, but there's a bunch of sequels and IPs. I'm expecting kind of like a lower weekend prediction, but this one is going to have city drop. This movie's going to have city drops, not Ghostbusters level drops. And plus the critical acclaim of this movie being like, it's a pretty good, fun movie, probably really benefits this box office to be assessed. So, worldwide, I'm predicting 450 million to 500 million. I know I'm kind of being big on it, but that positive word of mouth word of mouth will really help this movie be assessed. Word of mouth. There you go. The positive reception of this movie is going to really be big. I'm betting it. For fun. No cost. Just prediction-wise. So, worldwide, 450 million to 520 million. Oh, not 520 million, to 500 million. If it overperforms, that's good. If it underperforms, I kind of understand why. But hopefully it can just reach to that range. Domestically, I see this movie, The Fall Guy, reaching 100 million to be safe to 150 million domestically. And it was kind of high for this movie, but I see this movie lagging out during the summer of competition and probably one of the bright spots about May, even though there's a bunch of blockbusters. Opening weekend, I'm expecting 30 million to 50 million for a range. If it overperforms, that's good. If it underperforms, it might be a disappointment, but I have a feeling this movie is going to make more than 30 million. So I'm doing that range. So number 6, The Fall Guy. I'm expecting a wide out of this, especially Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt having good chemistry with each other, and a celebration of stunt work and stuntmen and stunt women. For like filmmaking wise. It's a really hard achievement to do this, and it's really life-threatening, but they make these great action scenes out there. Like Tom Cruise doing motorcycle jumps on a cliff to hanging on to an airplane. You wouldn't get all of that stunts without a stunt person. And you gotta say thank you, especially towards the people that are Marvel stunt people, for their actors. It's really hard to get in that position, but it could be kind of fun doing it, even though you probably get a bunch of injuries. But I'm hoping that movie's going to be pretty good. It looks pretty good, injuries. And broken bones. But, hey, that's a life for a stunt person. Queer. So, yeah. Number 7. Again, I'm going to look back at my list Let's see if I got, I said the wrong prediction number for these movies during another video. So, sorry if this video is getting pretty long. But, number 7, I got Furiosa. Actually, I'm going to do this a part 2. Do a part 2.